The United States' history extends far beyond its 1776 independence. Indigenous peoples, or Paleo-Americans, settled the continent over 30,000 years ago, migrating from Eurasia via the Beringia land bridge, which submerged around 10,000 years ago. They developed various cultures such as Adena, Iroquois, Coles Creek, Pueblo, and Mississippian. Hawaii's history is different. It was uninhabited until Polynesians arrived between the 1st and 10th centuries. European colonization began with Christopher Columbus's 1492 voyage, leading to European discovery and colonization by Spain, France, Portugal, and England. Spain established bases in Cuba and Puerto Rico. France colonized parts of North America and the Caribbean. Portugal focused on Brazil and England, with Dutch and Swedish settlers, established colonies on the eastern seaboard. Jamestown, the first successful English colony, was founded in 1607 in Virginia. The colonies grew rapidly, driven by tobacco agriculture and reliant on African slaves, who made up about 20% of the population by the 1770s. Tensions with Britain increased after the French and Indian War 1754-1763, leading to taxes like the Stamp Act of 1765. The Boston Tea Party of 1773 marked growing unrest. In 1774, the First Continental Congress met to resist British policies. By 1775, the Second Continental Congress organized the colonies' defense, leading to the American Revolutionary War. The colonies declared independence in 1776, forming the United States. Key victories, like Saratoga in 1777, secured French support, and the war ended with the Treaty of Paris in 1783, recognizing U.S. independence. Post-war expansion continued with the 1803 Louisiana Purchase, doubling U.S. size. The 19th century saw further expansion, including Texas's admission in 1845 and acquisitions after the Mexican-American War. The issue of slavery led to the Civil War 1861-1865. Southern states seceded in response to Lincoln's anti-slavery stance. The Union's victory restored unity and increased federal power. The 19th century also saw industrial growth. The Spanish-American War 1898 resulted in the U.S. acquiring the Philippines, Puerto Rico, and Guam. In the early 20th century, the U.S. entered World War I in 1917. The Great Depression of 1929 followed, impacting the global economy. World War II began in 1939. The U.S. joined after Japan's attack on Pearl Harbor in 1941. Post-war, the U.S. and Soviet Union emerged as superpowers, leading to the Cold War, marked by an arms race and proxy wars. The 1960s saw civil rights movements advocating for racial equality. The Cold War ended with the Soviet Union's collapse in 1991. Recent history includes conflicts in the Middle East following the September 11, 2001 attacks and the 2008 financial crisis.